Have you ever felt trapped by something or someone, a relationship, a habit, a thought that you know isn't good for you, yet you can't seem to let it go? It feels like holding on is easier than releasing it, even though deep down you know it's weighing you down. If this resonates with you, then you're not alone. Unhealthy attachments are one of the greatest obstacles to personal freedom, growth, and peace. But what is an unhealthy attachment? Let's break it down. An unhealthy attachment is a bond rooted in fear, not love. It's the need to hold on, not because it uplifts you, but because you're afraid of what will happen if you let go. Think about the friend who drains your energy, but you can't confront them because you don't want to hurt their feelings. Or the partner whose validation you crave, even at the cost of your own self-worth. These aren't relationships, they're emotional traps. Now, contrast this with healthy attachments. A healthy bond empowers you. It respects your individuality while nurturing connection. But unhealthy attachments, they thrive on imbalance. Carl Jung, a master of depth psychology, said, "The healthy man does not torture others. Generally, it is the tortured who turn into torturers." Unhealthy attachments stem from wounds we carry from childhood, past relationships, or even society's expectations. And unless we address them, they'll keep showing up in our lives. Let me make this real. Imagine this. A woman named Sarah was stuck in a toxic relationship for years. She convinced herself that leaving wasn't an option because she was afraid of being alone. She thought that if she let go, she'd lose her identity, her safety net. But one day, she took a leap of faith. It wasn't easy. There were nights of doubt, fear, and loneliness. But as time passed, she realized she wasn't losing herself. She was rediscovering herself. She started painting again, something she hadn't done in years. She found peace in her solitude and built relationships that nurtured her. Sarah's story reminds us, letting go isn't the end, it's the beginning. So how do you know if you're holding on to an unhealthy attachment? Start by reflecting on these questions. Does this relationship or habit bring you peace or anxiety? Does it build you up or tear you down? Are you staying because of love or because of fear? Be brutally honest with yourself. Unhealthy attachments are often disguised as loyalty, responsibility, or even love, but they drain you instead of fulfilling you. The cost of holding on is steep. It limits your personal growth, keeps you stuck in cycles of self-doubt, and blocks the relationships and opportunities meant for you. Bob Proctor, a leader in personal growth, emphasized the importance of releasing fear when he said, "The only limits in our life are those we impose on ourselves." Think about that. The chains that bind you are often self-imposed. But the good news? You hold the key. Once you've identified your attachments, the next step is creating boundaries. Boundaries are acts of self-love. They're not walls to shut others out. They're frameworks that protect your energy and honor your worth. Healthy boundaries say, "I love myself enough to prioritize my peace." And yes, setting boundaries can be hard. It might mean disappointing others. But remember this, choosing yourself isn't selfish, it's necessary. Let me share something that might help. There's a concept in Buddhist philosophy called non-attachment. It doesn't mean you stop caring about people or things. It means you let go of the need to control them. The Buddha said, "You only lose what you cling to." When you release your grip, you make space for freedom, growth, and peace. Healing from unhealthy attachments also requires self-love. You cannot let go if you don't believe you're worthy of more. Start small. Each day, do something that affirms your worth. Whether it's journaling, spending time in nature, or simply saying no to what doesn't serve you. Rumi, the Sufi poet, reminds us, "Don't grieve. Anything you lose comes round in another form." Trust that letting go isn't about loss, it's about making room for something greater. Letting go doesn't mean you won't feel pain. It means you choose to stop holding on to what hurts you. It's not about rejecting people or experiences. It's about releasing the ones that no longer align with who you are becoming. And that process, it's a journey. Some days will feel easy. Others will feel like the mud is pulling you back. But remember this, growth doesn't happen without resistance. It's in the letting go that you find your strength. Let me leave you with this. You deserve to live unchained. The unhealthy attachments in your life don't define you. They're just a chapter, not the whole story. Ask yourself, What am I holding on to that's holding me back? And then take that first step, no matter how small, toward releasing it, because the freedom, the growth, and the life you're searching for, it's waiting for you on the other side.